This time I'm going to show you how to use the thread feature here under the feature tab. I've received a question how to use it and how to create both internal and external threads. So we are going to take a look at it. So first of all, I'll come over to the starter catalog and I will drag this IC Mech tools and drop it here in the scene because I'm going to use a bolt and a nut to create external and internal threads. So I double click the fasteners, and first of all I will have a nut 12 millimeters. Click OK. I will use that size. Then drag the group again, drop it here, double click the fasteners. This time I will choose a screw or a bolt, that one, M12, and I will change it to 40 and click OK. Then remove the tribal. Then I will remove this image or the images here for the threads. So I will come up here to visualization, select fill eyedropper, fill it with color and paint over the threads here like so. So now I will begin with the bolt here to create external threads. So when you are creating threads or using a die to create threads on this bolt, you are removing material. So that's what we have to do with the bolt and also with the nut. But on this one it is external threads and in the nut it is internal threads. And we have to use different profiles to create these threads, and I will show you how we can do it. So first I will go back to feature, and using the thread feature I will select the bolt. If we come over to the properties, we see that now we have to select the profile, the thread profile. So I click this button, then I will click this point here to add a grid. And I found that it is best to add the profile on the positive side of this grid here. So, and to add the threads, the question is, what kind of threads do I need? Well, if you want realistic threads here, on the bolt, you have to use a profile that is realistic. And on the internet, there are several images and explanation also how to create threads and how a thread look like. And this profile, you find this image on the internet, and here you have the formula how the threads are made. So based on this image and other images, I have created a thread profile scene. So let's see now. I will do like this. I will select that profile, right click and go to edit. And here I have also added parameters. So that means that I can change the pitch. We see the P here for pitch. Change the pitch depending on what kind of bolt I'm using or what kind of rod I'm using to add threads. In this case, these settings are for M12, but for instance, M10 has a pitch of 1.5. So if I now press tab, the values will change and the size of the profile in the scene will also change. So I press tab here, the values here change, and the profile in the scene will also get smaller. Well, I changed back to 1.75 because that's the pitch of M12. Press tab, and I will have the right size of the profile here in the scene. So to create external threads, you have to use the right kind of profile. If you look at these two profiles here, because we have this male profile, this one, and this is the female profile. And you have to use the female profile to create an external thread to remove material. So that's why I'm going to use this profile here. Select the lines and I will copy them. Control C. Then I go back to the scene. Here I press Ctrl V to paste the profile. Then I'll right click the dimensions because I will delete them. I don't need them anymore. Then I will trim this profile a bit, like so. Select the profile because I have to move it to the origin. So I come up here to move, select this node here, and then I will place it here on the origin, click OK. Then I rotate it in 90 degrees in this direction, like so. So this is how you should place or position the profile to succeed with the threading in IronCAD. Use it on this positive side. Then I will click Finish, and then I will also select Surface. We see the surface is red here, the properties. We need the right pitch. Now it's set to 20, but it should be 1.75. And I will also use add some ending 0.5. We will see how that will look like. And we will also remove material. I click OK. And it will look like this. The ending that I set to 0.5 in these properties will make a smooth transition between the thread and the bolt. So by using a right kind of profiles, you will get a realistic thread when you're using a thread feature. Now we're going to add threads to the nut, and that will be internal threads. So we need another profile to do that, but first we have to check what diameter the hole has. So I will select the surface, then right click, go to Edit Face Radius, and we see that the radius is 6 millimeters. The diameter is 12, same as the bolt, but actually the inner radius or inner diameter of a nut is smaller than the bolt. So it should be around 10.3 or something like that. So I will change the radius to 5.15. Then I will click OK. And we got a notification that tells us that if you do that, I will click yes, it will turn this nut into a B-rep. But that's okay. And I got the right diameter. So next step is now to select the thread feature. Come over here. We need a profile, so I will click this button, and then I will click on the center point. We need the profile, so I will go back to my scene, and this time I will select the male profile to create the internal thread. So I'll select it, Ctrl C, go back to the scene. Here I press Ctrl V to paste it, and right click to select trim, to trim the profile, like so, and then I have to connect these two. Then I will move the profile, click move, and I will grab this node here, drag it to the origin, click OK, and then I will rotate it in this direction, 90 degrees, like so. And then I click finish. Then I need to select the surface, and that will be this surface. I will not have any endings, I will type 0. Like so, and I think I have to change the starting point here. Now it's set to 0. I think I will set it to -2 and change the length of the thread to 13. Then click OK. So now it will look like this with the internal threads. The reason why I use the male profile is because we need the female profile here. So that's the male profile and this is the female profile. So now if I move this nut to the bolt, I will to the center point of the bolt here, drag it down a bit, like so, and then I will remove the tri-board, right-click the selected nut, and set this transparent. Then I turn on the tri-board again. We can move the nut so it will fit the threads on the bolt. Like so. So it will fit perfectly. Now I can right-click the, let's see, the nut. I think I will come up here. Come here, right-click, and cancel all transparent. So this is how we can use the thread feature to create external and internal threads.